has been 4 months since the power struggle started between Mr. Gbagbo and his political rival Alassane Ouattara. Both claim to be the winner of Ivory Coast's presidential election last year, though the international community supports Mr. Ouattara. The UN says nearly 500 people have died since the crisis began, while 1 million more have been displaced. Still, Mr. Gbagbo refuses to step down.
No, this has got to stop. He's just got to accept that he lost the election and that he needs to step down.
Deputy Assistant Secretary of State William Fitzgerald had predicted in December that Mr. Gbagbo would not last a month. He now admits that was a misjudgment.
Maybe I was silly to be so optimistic. I just sort of feel like there's a shame factor, and obviously this guy has no shame. Feels no shame about staying on in power while everyone on the continent just about is telling him go away.
Fitzgerald participated in last week's summit of the West African Economic Bloc known as ECOWAS. He says the general sense was one of frustration. This week in Washington, President Barack Obama defended U.S. involvement in Libya by saying that Muammar Gaddafi's decision to escalate attacks against his own people in the face of international condemnation left the United States with no choice but to act. So why not do the same for Ivory Coast? Fitzgerald says the situation is very different.
For one thing, you have 10,000 UN peacekeepers on the ground whose principal mandate is to protect civilians. Now, I think many of us in the international community would like to see them do a better job.
The eyes of the world are on Côte d'Ivoire.
President Obama did call for Mr. Gbagbo to step down last week and reiterated his support for Mr. Ouattara.
You deserve leaders like President Ouattara, who can restore your country's rightful place in the world.
In the meantime, as fighting continues, Mr. Ouattara's government has issued a statement saying all peaceful routes to get Mr. Gbagbo to admit defeat have been exhausted. Mariama Diallo, VOA News.